Welcome, Blacklings. I am the expert of experts, the master of disaster, the one and only Blake Seer, Sonomic Scroller, and we are here to learn today. Give me a second. I am waiting for this to do its thing. There we go. So, last time we learned about RPG Maker MP. I might go into a little bit more with MP later, but for now, we are going to be doing this. So let me just jump on in over there, shall we? Let me make sure everything is good to go. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so let's jump on over. Whoa, multiple me. Yes, you see my OBS. So, RPG Maker 2003. This is not how it normally looks. This is me using RPG Maker 2009. As you can see up here, RPG Maker 2009. Can you see that? Yes, you can. This enhances 2003. This is not for the Steam version. The Steam version does not allow you to use this. It's a very handy tool. It gives you a little bit more in the way of animations, a different layout for the database, which I am going to have to do manually because my F8 is set to my, OBS. So that's a little bit of a problem. You know what? I don't like not having music. Let us see what kind of music we have. Give me a second. 1 second. Boop. Gonna do that, and I'm gonna take a look at my music. And we are gonna pick a song to go with. Let's see. What shall we go with? I need to turn down the volume first before we do anything. Otherwise, I'm gonna blow people's ears out. I can't do that. That will get me, that will get me... You know what? Let's have some good old classic Guilty Gear songs, huh? Nothing wrong with some Guilty Gear. Anywho, there's not a whole lot to say about the interface. There's the... What is that? Save, this is undo, this is cut. Well, yeah, that's cut. Copy, paste, delete, search for event name, which, I mean, you can search all over the place. It's basically what you see in MP, the same thing. I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna take a million years in the project I have open. This is the database app. This is common events. These are the map layers. So upper layer, lower layer. And this is for events. And this hides that over there. This zooms in. You only get 4 different zooms, which is wild. The rectangle and the oval. So you can be like, we're not gonna do that because I don't want to mess anything up. The flood, so you can just be like, boop. You have your select, so you can select the area and then like move it or whatever. You can edit the properties of the current map or the area, which, I mean, you can also do by going over here. I am using Ho-Ho Fantasy as a example here. I was watching my OBS. My OBS was doing something weird. What are you doing, OBS? Are you having problems, OBS? Or is my internet gonna be weird again? This is Hasplay, Music, Has, and... your export-import thing. So really, it's a very, very basic thing. I don't really have to go over anything here. It's not like MB where there's a whole bunch of stuff that I need to go over. Not at all. There's only 2 different tile layers. You have your ground layer, so all your ground tiles are going to be here. Your ground and floor, rather. And you're going to have your other tiles, which is going to go on top of tile 1. So you can't really put like a tile, you can't really put a tile 2 on top of a tile 2. It doesn't work that way like in MB. You can also not really do 2 different, oh, can you? No, you cannot. You cannot do 2 tile 1s on the same tile. You cannot do 2 tile 2s on the same tiles. It's a little bit of a pain to do mapping. And if you want to do, like, more advanced mapping, like, I'm gonna spoil something here, if I could find it. Where is it? I am looking for Hokai. Where is Hokai? There's Hokai. So if you want to do something more fancy, like, say, some of this stuff, you're gonna have, not some of that stuff, but, this is just knowing how to deal with all the tiles by default. If you're looking for something more advanced, that would be more over here. Like this map. Does this map do stuff? Yes. You'll see that, some of the tiles are not actually tiles. They are actually events. Because you can't put some, event tiles in, events. Like, right here, you see this event right here is this graphic. It will not allow you to use tile 2. It will only allow you to use tile 1. And not even all of tile 1. Man, I haven't looked at this in so long. I forgot I had so much stuff in this game. So yeah, it tells you right here, part 1 of tile set's upper layer. It will not let you use the lower layer. It will only let you use the upper layer. Or is that the upper layer? Wait, is that the upper layer? Hold on. Are you the upper layer? Oh no! It won't let you use tile 1. My bad. Tile 1 cannot be used with, events. It has to be tile 2. My bad. I haven't touched, RPG Maker 2003 in, like, 5 years, so I might be a little rusty. But if you want to do something like this, where you want 2 tile 2s on the same, tile, you have to use eventing to get around it. So it can get a little tricky if you want to have stuff like this tree. You want this tree to be behind here, but you don't want to have like an empty space behind this tile. Or if you want to have multiple trees behind one another, like right here. Let me tell you, I do not miss having to do this. It was a pain in the butt to try and map all of this. And look at this, I even missed some tiles. No, wait, no I didn't. So yeah, let me go back over here. So yeah, you only get 2 tiles. You cannot have 2 of the same tiles. So no 2 tile 2s, no 2 tile 1s. They cannot fit on the same spot. Give me just a second, if you will. Give me just a second. 1 second, I am checking something. I don't know what's going on with my OBS, or if it's my internet connection. I really hope it's not my internet connection again. That would be very annoying. Anyways, so yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the tiles. You can set up the tiles per tile set. We will get the database later, because, it's not going to take very long to get the database. So you can name your, you can make a new map. I don't know what the new area is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and create new area. Oh, this is for, like, if you want different monster encounters in different spots. So if I want to, like, say, this area right here, inside here, have a different enemy encounters compared to everywhere else, I would just use create area. You can generate a dungeon. So that's something that we've seen before. We're not going to do that. You can copy the map, paste it, delete it, and you can sift it. So it's all the same stuff as an MP. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy at all. So yeah, map properties. Name. You can name it. You can set your tile set to whatever tile set you want. How big you want the map. If it loops vertically, horizontally, or both. What kind of enemies are going to be here. The encounter rate, which... Good luck with the encounter rate. Send that up, because the encounter rate system in 2003 is awful. It's supposedly one in this many chance, I think. I don't remember how it handles the encounter rate. Whoops. But it's bad. It's really, really bad. I have most of them set to 80, which makes the encounter rate tolerable, but sometimes it still feels like you get a lot of encounters. You can set the teleport as in, the teleport, escape, and save is whatever the parent map is like. So, since this is a child map, whatever it's, below, for example, right here, this is a child map. This is the parent. If you set this to as in parent, the child map will inherit whatever, the parent map has for teleports, for, escape, saving, etc. Let me go to a, parent map. So, here, I allow teleport, allow escape, and allow saving. So, if you set it to as in parent, anything that is a child will inherit whatever the parent has. Maybe you want specific maps and not allow something, so you would use one of these instead. Background music you can set yourself. You can entrust to event. Or you can specify the music. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to change this. That's very weird. That's very weird. It lets me do it here. I don't know. Is it because it's a parent map? I have no idea. But you can also just outright specify the music. Extras event is it'll play the music if it's set to whatever event is playing. So you change the music in like a battle theme, it'll play that battle theme. Until you change map and go back, and then you might not have any music. So, you know. Battle background, same deal. You can just make the same as parent map. Use whatever is in the range settings. That's in the database, we'll get that later. Or you can specify it. You can also do a parallax background. This is something that we saw in RPG Maker MV. You can also scroll it, same way. Nothing fancy there. And here's how you do your random dungeon, if you want to. I will not recommend it, because it's better to make your own map. I'm not going to show this because it's honestly really, really bad. It's honestly really, really bad. Actually, you know what? I will show it. I will make a new map. And I will put it on Dungeon. Yeah, we'll put it as Dungeon. So, new map. Right here. I don't know why it's right there, but it's right there. And I see Locke's World map. So let's see what happens if we do the dungeon thing. So single winding passage, right? It's very slowly working on it. Oh, it did nothing. Really? You did nothing? Huh. Guess it just, like, not work at all. Maybe it just doesn't work. Let's set, like, 40 and 40. Did I just do fake again? Okay, I'm fine. No, don't go crafting room. Let's see if this does anything. No. So it's kind of, I think it's because of, it might be because of 2009. But you really don't want to use it anyways. I'm just gonna tell you. So that's it. That's really all there is to this. We are done with the, event, with the, mapping. The mapping is basically done. We'll get that in a little bit. Actually, yeah. So, eventing. Let's take a look at the event. So, as you can see, it's a lot different than, MV, right? So, you can set multiple pages. You can set, the event to start with a switch, or multiple switches. You can set it based on a variable, and unlike MV, this is a thing I don't understand why they took away from MV. In MV, it has to be greater than or equal to. Here, you can set it to, like, anything. Why did they remove that from MV? Why did they make it only greater than or equal to? I don't get it. It makes no sense. Because that takes away flexibility, in my opinion. It takes away a lot of flexibility. You can also make it based on if a party has a item. Which, I mean, that's good for like key item stuff. Or if you want to make it so that you can only do it when you have a specific item. Like, okay, you need an elixir to go through here. If you don't have at least one elixir, you cannot do this. I don't remember if MV does this or not. I think it does. You can also make it if you have a character in your party. Based on a timer. And you can have 2 different timers. I don't think timer is a thing you can do in MV like this. I think you have to do like a custom event for timers. I don't know why you would ever need 2 timers. Like, at what point do you really need 2 timers? Also, I do not think that timers are bugged in battles. I don't think battles automatically end if a timer hits 0. You can make the you can choose the event graphic, and you can make the graphic transparent. I think that's something that you can't actually do in MB. I'm pretty sure you cannot do that in MB. You can also make it, this is very much the same as MB. Press a button, the hero touches it touches the hero, it automatically starts or it runs alongside the gameplay. And if it's below the hero, if it's the same layer, or if it's above. So if it's below, it would be like a switch you have to step on. If it's the same layer, it's something you have to bump into or talk to. And if it's above, it's like covering you. So you can use that for like, say, a hidden area is underneath this this balcony, but you don't want to show it, so you hide it up there, and you make a balcony graphic, an event that you can walk under, something like that. And you can make it so that events cannot overlap. And of course, there's all of this where, I don't think vertical and horizontal are things that are in movement type for MB. Random is, stationary is, towards hero, away from hero, those are all the same thing. And this goes up to speed 8. It goes up to really, really fast. And as you can see with the custom move pattern, 4 is your basic. 4 is your normal walk pattern. If you want to make like a gas mechanic, like say you equip like a running shoes, you can set a 5. That's gonna get you your running shoes. You can make the pattern repeat, and you can make it so that if something is blocking the event from completing any of this, it'll ignore that and can skip to whatever it can. So all of these events are basically the same as in MB. There are a couple things that are a little bit different, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure the animation is not in MB. You don't have a script call here. This you have to pay attention to. Unlike in MB, it will not tell you what level it's at. So if you're not careful, you can end up with some speed bugs. I have speed bugs in the game that I made. This Ho-Ho Fantasy. There are speed bugs. Because it's very difficult to keep tabs on what speed you have everyone moving at. Like, very, very difficult. It's a massive pain in the butt. Let me go ahead and get rid of... Oh, okay. Let me just do this then. I guess I could have hit clear list. I am looking. And with weight does not give you, like, a specified amount of, frames. I don't remember how long the wait command is. I think it's, like, 1 second. So if you want, like, 2 seconds, you gotta do, like, 2 of them. If Yamfly did, I don't know. This is using RPG Maker 2009 Ultimate, which is by Cherry. So, that's what I'm using here. But I don't know if Yamfly did anything for 2003. I'm trying to remember what exactly... Oh yeah, with a jump. With the jump command, it doesn't give you the option of how far you want to jump. Like, do you want to jump 1 to the right and 2 down? It doesn't give you that option. You have to do that manually. And then hit end jump and make it stop jumping. So 2003 is a little bit archaic in a lot of ways. I don't remember when you can make, like, something become a ghost more, or less of a ghost. It's a little bit harder to gauge some of these commands because you gotta keep track of so much stuff. And you're probably gonna have to test run a lot of things. Especially things like the move speed, frequency, and the transparency. You can play sound effect, you can change the graphics to whatever you need. You cannot play a battle animation here, I see. So yeah, it's very, very ancient compared to MV. Again, let's take a look at animation type. I can't do animation type. 3 is like half speed. You usually want to go with 4. If you want it to work at like a normal speed. Like if you're walking with your character, 4 is what they walk at. 3 is more like an NPC. So yeah, that's all of that. See, we're going through this a lot faster for MV because there's so much less here. Don't really need this. And as you can tell, a lot of stuff here is going to be the same, but let's take a look. Message. So, message. Here's where a thing's going to be a problem. There is a plugin for this. However, it doesn't really work with 2009 very well. There's some plugins that just don't work very well with other things like a plugin with 2009. And unlike MV, if you do plugins for 2003, you have to patch the main application every single time. No, there is no portrait option. Not in here. See, here's what the problem is. In MV, when you go to message, you get a choice to add a portrait, your message here, and you see where the message cutoff would be. As you can see here, there is no message cutoff. You can't tell when the message is going to cut off. Also, in MV, it will give you the message display option. Right here would be up there. You can make it. Here's the thing that MV does not do. Auto select window position and prevent hero from being obscure. So, if the window would appear on top of your player character, it will move the window to the opposite side. So if you're at the bottom of the screen, if the window message box will appear on you at the bottom, the message box is going to be at the top. MV does not do that for some reason. I don't know why. Also, you can have other events continue while the message is shown. I don't think MV allows that. If I recall, events will still keep moving even with a message box open in MV. Which is a little problematic. I don't know if this option is there. I don't recall it being there. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt. And here's where your face graphic is. You can set it on the left side or the right side of the message box. So let me just like pick a random one like that. You can also flip it. This is something that MV doesn't have. It doesn't let you flip the image, I believe. So there's some things that 2003 has that I don't think MV has. But MV allows you to do multiple commands in one command. MV doesn't? Wow, why? I don't understand why some... Like, here's the thing. It doesn't have that option. It might be a plugin, yeah. I think Gameplay has some, message box plugins. I never really looked down. But, like, all of these Like, why is this not there? That command's not there. It doesn't have either one of these commands for movement heights. It doesn't have timer commands, I believe, for events. You certainly don't need two timer commands. There was something else that it had that. Oh yeah, this right here. Do you see this? You see this, Rice? Why is this not an option in MV for variables in events? You only get this in MV right here. That's the only thing you get in MV. Why? With bust images? Ah. Okay, so choices. The choices are very basic. Unlike MV, you get only 4 slots. As opposed to 8. And, it's not bad. It's not bad for if you need something basic, like a yes, no, or like a multi-choice thing. It doesn't really work if you want to have like a giant list. Like, okay, I want to pick this event from this battle arena, right? Because you have only 3 slots. Do you only get 3 slots? Hold on, let me check. A, B. Okay, so you get 5. However, it's the cancel handler. If you cancel out, then it does the thing. So you have to cancel out of it in order to execute the handler. Which is a pain in the butt. If you want to do like a battle arena or anything that has more than 4 choices. You can input a number and then store that number in a variable. Here is something that MV does not do. It gives you an input in input variable, I think, or an input number, and you input the number, but I don't think it actually stores it anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think it stores it in a variable. If I recall. You know what? Give me just a second. 1 second. You know what I'm gonna do? Give me just a second. Where are you? Come here. Get over here. Give me just a second if you will. Come on. Alright. So. You see it right here. I have MV open right now. I'm gonna go here. Let me look at the input number thing. There's the input number. Yeah, see? Oh, it does store it in a variable. Never mind. Okay. But yeah, you see, so X has all of the stuff here. All of it. Unlike in MV, where it's just like 3 separate options. So I'm gonna have MV open along with Thingamabob. Along with 2003. Let me look at the move thing. Yeah, it doesn't have vertical, it doesn't have wow, it doesn't even have away. You have to do that in a custom. But it does give you more options, like one step, it lets you turn away or towards the player. Oh, it does do something with the animation stuff. It does do a lot more with the opacity. You can do blend mode here. So yeah. Switch operations. Nothing different here. You can just set a switch. You can set different switches. Toggle on, off. This is nice. This is like a, kind of like a self-switch. So if you want to, like, make a switch that toggles itself on and off every time you interact with it, you can do that. Or you can make it based on a variable. Like, the switch is going to be related to whatever this variable's at. And variable, I mean... Come on. Come on. Why are you taking time alone? So this is a little bit interesting with the variable. As you can see, you do have subtract, divide, add, multiply. You have modulus, so it'll go 0 to 9, and then when you hit 10, it'll go back to 0, and then start over from there. I don't think that's a thing here for variables, right? There's no modulus. Oh, there is a modulus. So is it going to be the same thing? Well, you have variable range, so you can set this variable. You can set multiple variables, or you can set a variable that's based on this variable. Okay? The value of whatever is in that variable. Sorry. You can set a value stored in a variable. So you can set a variable equal to a variable or something like that. I think. A random number, so your RNG. Your item, how many you're holding, how many you have equipped. This lets you do a lot more with that. No. No, it does not. It only counts what you have in your inventory. It does not allow you to do if you have a thing equipped. Oh, right. It's because this has all of the it has all your items and equipment, because equipment is considered items. Okay, so that's something to get a little different in MD. They separate item, weapon, and armor. But it doesn't really tell you if something is equipped. But for here, it's like... It doesn't let you specify who has what equipped. You can do that in MD. Or you can do something like... I guess you can't really do that here. This lets you go by stats. And I don't remember what these numbers are. I guess the value of whatever the... or the index of whatever's equipped that slot, I suppose. This is for the sprites, including events. And where they're at on the map, their X coordinate, Y coordinate, which way they're facing. I don't know how it handles that, actually. In all honesty. $2,003 is gonna lag a lot for me. Again, you can set things based off of money, the seconds in both timers, the size of your party, how often you saved, how many battles you fought, how many battles you won, how many times you died or lost, how many times you ran away, and Mickey hits, which is interesting. Because I don't think that's a thing you can do here. No. You cannot do anything with Mickey hits. What's nice is it allows playtime and steps in MP. You do lose out on the Mickey hits, which, I mean, meh. Meh. Do you get number of saves in, Yes. save, battle, win, escape. But no defeat. So you don't get anything for defeat. Because usually when you're defeated, you're dead. Usually. So that's all the variables. Nothing too fancy, it's just variables. I can get rid of that. Timer! You can set 2 different timers. You can set to a maximum of 99 minutes. You can set it up to about 100 minutes. And you can get the number of seconds and put it in a variable. You can start the timer, you can stop the timer. You can show the timer on screen. You can make the timer run during battle. So if you don't want the timer to run during battle, you can do it this way. If I recall, you cannot do that with MV, no. MV makes the timer worse. Can you believe it? 2003 has a better timer system? Because with MV, timers will run during fights, and if it runs during the fight and hits 0 seconds, or hits 0 outright, it ends the fight automatically, so it's really bad to use in MV. Here, it doesn't really happen. You can set events based on the timer. So, if it hits 0 during the fight, and you don't want something to happen when it hits 0 during the fight, like the fight ending, you don't have to worry about that in 2003. It's very nice. I don't know why they screwed up the timer in MV. Money, simple. You can add or remove money based on a fixed amount, which is up to 1 million, it looks like. Yeah. And you can also increase or decrease it based on whatever is in a variable. So say you get a event, and you have to save the animals, and you only save like 1 animal. You only get like 200. So that will go in the variable, and depending on how many animals you save, if you only save 1, you're only going to get like 200 gold, right? So this makes it a lot easier to give monetary rewards for events. Items. We're gonna try to get through eventing today at the very least. It shouldn't take too long. If, it stops being laggy. So, you can add or remove items same way. You can make a specific item, or an item with an ID stored in a variable. You can add or remove a specific amount, or based on what's stored in a variable. Nothing too fancy. It's basically the same thing here. Nothing too different. A lot of things, there's a few things between the engines that are very similar. Wait a minute. Right, weapons and armors are separate. Change party member. So you can add or remove party members. Here's the thing. In 2003, you can only have a maximum of 4 characters in a party at any time. If you want more party members, you're gonna have to do a special, party switch system. In MV, when you get new party members, they go in a reserve. So you can just switch party members out in whatever ways you want. So it's a lot better in MV. Now, if you only want specific characters available at specific times, you can still do 4 and have the rest in a party switch system if you want to do that route. You just have to do a little bit of event, and it's not too difficult, EXP, you can make it the higher party, a specific character, character in that spot. You can also reduce EXP. Can you do that here? Yes. You can also, so level up message may, level up, which, I mean, okay. That's character level. You can also change their base stats. So, this is like if, like, okay, you get this event that makes you smarter. You get +1 magic permanently. This is where you would do something like that. And you can do that for all the stats. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these stats, they don't really matter. Unless you really, really work around them, most of these stats are, these three here, don't really matter that much. Skills. You can add or remove abilities to party members. You can make it outright. And you can make it based on a, skill... on a, variable. Which, I mean... I guess? I don't know why you wouldn't just do specific skill, but maybe you would just want to do it with variables. You can also make it for the higher party. Nothing special there. You can change the character's weapons or, yeah, their, equipment. I am being lag. Yep, so yeah, you can equip items. You have to be careful with this because you can accidentally equip, like, a person. You can make it for the higher party. And you can make it based off of, unequip allows you to unequip everything from everyone if you really want to have an option for that. So it's a little bit easier to do it here, I think. Let me check. Yeah, it's easier to do it in 2003 to unequip everyone. Because you have to do it, like, separately for each character here. If you want to make them, unequipped. Which is a pain in the butt. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why they changed this a little bit for, MP. Like, if you're gonna have an unequipped thing, why not make an option to unequip all, and make it so that you can unequip all party members? I don't get it. They take away some options. They're like, nah, we don't need this, and it's like, bruh, why? Why you do this? HP, you can, heal or do damage in an event. You can also make it so that it kills someone. So this is good for, like, events for, like, traps, like poison, or, like, bombs, fire breath, pitfalls, stuff like that. That's how you would do this. Same with MP, exact same thing. You can change their, condition, which is like a status effect, like poison, blind, as you can see over here. You can add it, remove it. You can change which character it's on. Nothing too fancy. You can completely heal everyone. Or a specific character if you want, so you can use this for your, custom in events, or like a healing pot, something like that. This allows you to emulate a enemy attack, which is really unique. I don't think MP has this. I'm pretty sure MP does not have this at all. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, they don't have it. So you can make it based off of, like, your, like, the enemy's attack, how much of the defense is applied, how much of a magic is applied, barbarians, it's a little wild. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you would use this for. Like, at what point would you decide to use this event? Maybe if you're doing like a custom battle system that doesn't actually have random encounters. Give me just a second. I need to check something real quick. What's going on? Nothing's going on. Nothing is happening, I think. Give me just a second. 1 second. Alright. Boop. You can change the hero's name. Nothing too fancy there. You can just manually change it. Player can't really input a change here. I don't think it allows you to change the character's name. I could be wrong. You can change the hero's style. You can change what their sprite looks like, so you can make them like, I'm a ghost. Or, like, in Final Fantasy IV, where Cecil goes from a Dark Knight to Paladin. There you go. You can do that. You same thing with the portrait. If you're using portraits, you can change what your vehicle looks like. I don't use vehicles. And you can change the music of the battle, victory in vehicle, and game over. So this is a little bit different than this, because all the music's in different spots. And you can't really change the pitch of the music, I think. Yes, you can. You just go over here. And there's the fading, the volume, tempo, the balance. So you can do all of that. It gives you some of the music information. So you can change that for things here if you want to change your boss theme. Or, you know, some events playing. Or you want, like, a different victory theme. Like, you hit that point in the game where there's a completely different victory theme. I hit cancel. You can change how some of the sound effects are, which is interesting, because I don't think that's the thing you can do in MP, right? Ramrams? I don't know what Ramrams is. That's Guilty Gear music. That is, Skill in the Dark from Guilty Gear Accent Core, I believe. I don't think I want to then. Yeah, I don't see anything for changing the system thing. Oh, I trust you. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. System graphics, you can change what the graphics look like for the menus. You can also change the hex font, which I don't know why. And you can also, like, stretch or hide various things like that. So you can make your own system graphics and put it in a tile set. And you can change how teleports work. So if you step on this and it teleports you, you can make it like erase. So, oh, this is just for basic stuff. Like, if you teleport, it will do this. It will make it disappear. It will make it so. You begin a fight, you end the fight. You can change it based off of a few things. A few things. You can also make it, like, instant. I don't think you can do that with, You cannot do that with, MV. Screen transitions? Is there a screen transition? I don't think there's a screen transition. No, there is not. Oh, wait. Nope, there is not. So you cannot do that in, MV. Hello? Ah! So that's page 1. We are done with page 1. Page 2. Your enemy fights. This is how you want to do your boss fights. You can make it so that you can force a first strike, a back attack, a pincer attack, or a surround attack. Yeah, screen transition. Like when you exit or enter a map, when you enter a fight, when you exit a fight. Yeah, the fade in or out. I don't know what you mean by that question. You can set specific monster groups. 2009 has, 2009 allows you to have, pincer, surround, back attack. So, pincer is, I don't consider myself one of anything. I don't simp for anything, if you're asking that. I'm not a simper. I don't simp. I don't see a reason to. Anyways! Is that what pincer's attack is? Okay, so... Yeah, surround attack is, you're surrounding them. So... I know MV doesn't have that. It might be in the, ATV plugin that, Yamfly has, more than likely. You can also use, specific backgrounds if you really want. You can use a background associated with a specific, tile set. You can make it so you can't run away. Or, if you, let me see something. That does not tell me what that does. I hit the wrong button. I love hitting the wrong buttons. I don't remember what happens here. Oh, this is when you escape. So you can make it so that if you escape, it ends the event. Or if you escape, it runs a custom event. And you can make it so if you die, you game over, or it runs a, event. And if you hit, like, no special condition, you can do, begin battle with first strike without affecting the, enemy precision. Interesting. I don't use ATV for MV, I use CTV because I try to do a little, different. I do want to go back to ATV for a second project. Try to branch out a little bit, you know. Oh yeah, there's no rooms. I forgot about that. You can make a shop. So you can make it so that you can buy and sell, buy only, or sell only. If I recall, you can still do that over here, right? Where's my shop? No, you can only make it purchase only. You cannot make it sell only. So that's one thing that, MV does not have. You can set, special events for, if you bought something and if you didn't buy something. You can set, custom, messages based on what's in the database. No! You are not able to do custom shop prices. That is a plugin for 2009, if I recall. I have that in one place. Let me see if it, how it handles it. Are you a sock? That's not the right sock. There's one sock. I know which sock it is. I just gotta find it. Yeah, it uses a variable, so it multiplies everything by 500. So there's a little plugin. I can't look up the plugin for this, but it's a plugin. There is a plugin that allows you to do that. And it sets it to a variable. So you use that variable and multiply by that amount. Because normally, let me see if I can. This is how much it costs normally. If you sold this part in Ho-Ho Fantasy, you know these are not the right prices that you see here. Because these are multiplied by 500? That's not right. I think it's actually like times 5. I could be mistaken. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Let me go back to here. Let me look at this. You can set, like, multiple of the same item if you really, really want to. I don't know why you would want to. And you can make an inn, which, I mean, it's a simple inn. I don't know how much you want to use the default inn. I mean, it does the job. It does do the job. You can enter the character's name. What? Why is there Hiragana and Katakana here? Huh? What? Nani? What do you mean? Hiragana and Katakana. Okay? I don't know why that's a thing, but I guess that's a thing. Teleport, this is how you do your teleport events. You can teleport to a spot. And here's the thing that annoys me so much with MV is this right here. Do you see this? Do you see this? Right here. It tells you the coordinates. So right here we're at 7543. Let me show you how the teleport works here. If I can find it. Where is it? Transfer. You see the 00, right? But hey, look. Do you see any coordinates at all? Why do you not show the coordinates? Why? I don't get it. Why would you not do that? I don't understand why you would make that harder to find the spot to teleport to. Until after you do it, and then it puts it right here. Why? And then, I mean, the rest is all, like, self-explanatory. I don't really have to, do much there. Where's it so... Where? Where's it so it can teleport other than here? Because I'm looking, I'm clicking. Well, I mean, when you're trying to do teleport. Like, it doesn't help when you're trying to do this. And it does give you the option to change the, direction you're facing. Yeah, on the mini-map, yeah. Like, this is the mini-map to teleports here in, 2003. And you can see it right here. You can see exactly where you're at. Why does MD not have this? It's so frustrating. So frustrating. I think this, stores your, where you're at, what map you're on, the X coordinates and the Y coordinates. So you can use this for, like, a quick teleport. I'm pretty sure MD does not have that. MD, I don't think has that. It does have it, but you have to store it in, like, a weird way. Like, you have to store, like, the X and Y. Like, it's a little bit weirder in MD compared to 2003, which is very straightforward. You get, then you get an option to just go straight to that spot. I don't think MD has this option, which is like, why? Again, why? This allows you to enter or exit vehicle. I mean, very straightforward. This lets you put the, vehicle wherever you need it to be. Very straightforward. This allows you to change the event location so you can make the event warp around. So, I don't know why you would really ever want to do this. I feel like it's just better to do specific location. Hello? No habla español. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish myself. I used to be able to speak Spanish, but, I've long since lost that ability. It's been too many years. It's been way too many years. So, I don't even remember much of my Spanish now. You can switch the events of, 2 different events, which is amazing! Which I don't think MD allows you to do. I am pretty sure MD does not allow you to switch 2 different events, right? Oh no, it does! It does! Oh! Never mind! I just never used that option. Okay. You can store the terrain ID, which, okay. It's for, like, the, I can't go to the database to explain terrain, which we will get that later. Event ID, you can store, like, the ID is right up here, so it can be stored. I am not sure what you would ever use that for. Because you could just directly go to the event, so, I mean... Why do you need this? What purpose does it serve? I don't know. You can hide the screen. You can show the screen. You can use different ways of hiding the screen. Look at all these different ways of hiding the screen. RPG Maker MD does not let you do this. It will just go fade to black. It will fade out. That's what MD does. You can do so many different things with the hide screen in 2003, as opposed to yeah. Here's your fade out. You only get that. You don't get a choice on what you can do. Same thing with show option. Same thing. Hint screen. It's very basic. You don't get some options in here like an MP, like you can mess with red, green, blue, gray. I don't know if gray is saturation. Maybe it is. It gives you frames on how long it takes for it to hint. This gives you based on seconds. So if you want to do like 1/10 of a second, you put 1 in. If you want a full second, you put 10 in. You can flash the screen, make it keep flashing, and you can make it stop flashing. Very basic. It goes up to 31. I'm pretty sure the flash screen here, yeah, it lets you go with whatever colors you really want. Anti-intensity. Intensity. Nothing too different there. You can save the screen. You can make other events not move while the screen is shaking. I don't think you can do that. Yeah, events will still move even if the ground is shaking. So you lose out on that in 2000 in MB. And you can make it shake once every so often, which MB cannot do for some reason. I don't know why. You can also pan the screen, and unlike MB, you can lock it. You can pan it. Well, you can't pan it in like a specific direction. I think. Let me check. Which pan? Why? Do you not have a pan option? Oh no, it's where is it? It's scroll map. So scroll map is the same as the pan event. However, you cannot do lock or unlock pan. You cannot return to origin with the pan in MV. So MV has more stuff, but it loses some stuff. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. And the weather effects, they are actually a lot better in 2003 to some degree. Like fog. Fog is really good here, especially if you want strong fog. The weather system in here is kind of poop. And you don't even get fog. You get no fog. You get rain, storm, and snow. Rain, snow. You get sandstorm, and you get fog. So you lose fog to sandstorm, but you get storm, which is basically just heavier rain. Not really a big, not really a good trade-off. You can show a picture. This is basically, you can make half of it transparent, and you can adjust the colors, and the rotation and waver. Ooh, waver. Wait, does that mean that you can make it like water waves? If so, then that's something that MV cannot do. And I don't think MV has a transparency with halves. You can also move the picture. You can this is basically the same. Oh no, it lets you move it to a specific spot. Got it. You can erase the picture. You can show a battle animation, which is useful if you want to show like a spell being used outside of a fight. And you can show it on like an event, You can show it on the hero. You can make it so that everything stops moving when this happens. You can make it full screen. Does MV have this? I don't remember if MV does have it in Show Animation. Okay, so MV does have it. You can make your sprite transparent or show up. You can make the sprite flash. I don't think that's an option in MV, right? No, that is not an option in MV. So you can make it so that you're like, like you're being electrocuted or something, you know? Or like, poison, poison, you know, something like that. Here's your move again. We went over that already. You can proceed with movement, and you can hold movement. Both of these will, I don't know what these are used for. I think if you use hold with movement, everything stops moving. And can proceed with movement will just return. And can wait. You can make it wait until a button is pressed. Or you can make it so basically this is for like, I can't think of what it's used for. But you can make it so that you press a button and then it'll keep going. You can make it wait like seconds. So the wait here is a little bit better, I think, than MV. Because it's only 1/10 of a second. But it's a little bit worse because you can't make it like very specific frames. I'm gonna go over this page real quick. So you can change the battle commands of a character. So you can make it so that they lose in battle commands or gain battle commands. You can change their class. And you can make it so that their class is the same level as whatever class they are. Or they can become level 1. You can change their abilities. Which, you know, is very Final Fantasy IV-esque. You can also change their stats. So this is unique if you're using like a job system, or if you're doing something like Cecil became a paladin, or Rydia is now a better summoner, things like that. You can use this to do silly things like that. And we got one more thing, but I will be right back. Give me just a second. I need to go somewhere at the void real quick. Welcome to the void. We have cookies. Be right back. That is in fact not a 15-30-minute break. I am back. Give me just a second, if you will. There we go. Alright, so, page 3. We are going through RPG Maker 2003 really quick, aren't we? So, for background music, you just play background music. That's what's gonna play until, you leave the map and something else plays, or, you know, simple thing, you can fake out background music. You only get 20 seconds for faking out. How long does the fake out in, here? You can make this fake out for a long time. You can make this fake out a long time. Okay. I don't know why you would ever need to go that far, but you could. You can memorize background music so you can play it later. Memorize background music. It's very useful if you, wanted to... Actually, I don't think, music picks back up from where it leaves off. It doesn't when you exit fights. It will never do it when you leave fights and will always start over. That's something that MV does differently. Music will pick up right where it left off. Which is so nice. It's better than have the first 5 seconds of a song playing constantly. You can play a sound effect. Any sound effect. You can also change the volume, tempo, or balance. You can play a movie. I don't think there's a movie option in, yes there is, there's a movie option. I never messed with movies because I think they take up too much space, honestly. But if you want to do like a custom intro or, ending, you can do it. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. Key input, you could put a, this is for, like, say, if you want to do something like, say, 7 splits in, FF6, you can actually do this in an event. So you can make, like, a Hadoken motion, and it tells you what the, what value it has. So if you only have down, it will be 1. I'm not sure how well this actually works. I don't think I've really ever used this very much. You can also make it so, it stores how long it takes for you to press keys. So you can do something like a test your might minigame or something. And it'll, run off of that. You can change the map tile set to a different tile set. You can change your parallax background to something else entirely. You can change the encounter rate. 0 means you will not have any random encounters. But the encounter rate in 2003 is awful. It's bad. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's so hard to work with. You can also change what tile is. So you can change all the tiles to a completely different tiles, which is kind of nice. That's a nice way of handling a map change. You can also change teleports. I think this is more used for the teleport command for abilities. So you can add, like, a new location or delete a location. I don't know how that actually works. I didn't really have a teleport in here. I do have a teleport, but it's handled differently. You can also make it so that you can enable or disable teleport, enable or disable escaping, or, whenever you escape, you can set where you teleport to after you escape. So, like, say you're running from, like, a ghost, and you get caught, and you run away, and you run for the fight. And you want the player to be set right back in the very first room, or the previous room. You can do it this way. That is a method you can do. You can open the save menu. You can allow or disable it. You can allow or disable the main menu. Open the main menu. A lot of these are self-explanatory. Game over. Game's over. You go back to the idle screen. You can make a comment to yourself. You can call a event on the map, or a common event, or any event stored in a variable. You can erase this event. You can end the event. Erase means the event's gone until you leave the map and come back. Then the event's gonna come back unless you have a switch for it. End the event will just end the event. It'll start the event over for the beginning. You can loop. If you have a loop, it'll loop here. And you can also put a break out of loop, so that once you do the right thing, then it'll go to outside the loop. So it's what you would use for a "but thou must" situation. You can set labels so that you can jump at any point where the label's at. Very useful for when you want to do multiple different things, and depending on what you do, you'll jump to one of those specific things. Like, say, you have this many items. It will jump to this specific label if you do this event. And there you go. That is everything right here for eventing. It's actually a lot simpler than MV, a lot less stuff, and it's a lot more frustrating to deal with, because you have a lot less stuff to work with, which means you have a lot less to be able to do. It's not as flexible as 2003. You can also make it so that you can make it a lot bigger if you really need to. It's very nice. And there you go. That is the main front page, all done in one stream. Here is where the database is. So I don't think she's going to be streaming today. I'm going to try to go through this. I'm going to try to get 2003 done in one go if I can. So the database is going to lag for me because it's very big. So here is your hero tab. This is different from base 2003. Everything would be up here. So it's very similar to MV in a way, but it's also worse. So you can set the character's base stats based on the character themselves. Over here, you cannot really do that. Let me get out of here and let me go to, I want to go to the database. Where's the database thing? So let me go to the database, it's F9, okay. So here you cannot, change the character's, base stats by default. You have to do that by class. Over here, you can do that by character, which is so much better. I really wish they kept that, because having to go through classes is... you know? You can also have it learned, skills if the character have. You cannot do that over here very easily. Not on level up. Oh no, because you cannot do that on level up there. You can set the character status resist and element. Let me tell you right now, these are absolute garbage in 2003. And I will show you what I mean when we get there. They are bad. They are absolutely atrocious. So you can also set them to a class. I think the class might override the base stats. I'm not sure. You can set their heal. You can set it so they can equip 2 weapons, meaning they can't use a shield. Like 2 weapons, I think it means more like, no, it is dual wield, because let me look at Yomu. Yeah, it's dual wield. You can make it so that it's AI control. You can lock their equipment so they cannot have their equipment taken off. And you can put on Mighty Guard, which means their guard will reduce damage by 75% instead of 50%. You can set your sprite, you can make it transparent. You can set the EXP curve, and let me tell you, working with the EXP in 2003 is like a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. I much prefer MV compared to 2003 in terms of working with EXP. And you can do this with like stats. You can make it like, you get real quick or you get real slow. You can specify endpoints. So from there you can make it real quick or real slow. It's still the same as in you can also adjust it per level, I think, which is hilarious. If you're using sprites, you can set your sprite right here. Sprites use battle animations. Well, no, they don't. No, they don't. They use a really outdated system, let's say. You can set your starting level, your max level, the chance of doing a crit, which is 1 in whatever chance, and your starting equipment. And if you have no weapon, it will do this animation. So there's that. There is the hero tab. The class tab. You can make it so that classes, it's the same as the character. Same thing with animation, stats, etc., etc. It's all basically the character, but this is where you're gonna have your battle commands. So actually, it's got how you can do it this way if you want battle commands. Because of the way this game works, I do a different way of doing battle commands, but if you don't plan on changing classes, and if you don't have multiple different battle commands, you can do it this way very easily. And you can also just like outright remove commands if you want, I believe. Yes. And this is also how you would do your level ups. It's like this in MB, where you would have to use a class to get levels, or get abilities per level. As you can see, I don't use classes, because classes are not really needed. And that is the class tab. So class, very similar to heroes. Not really a whole lot different other than battle commands. The item or skill tab. Wait till you see how archaic this is. Are you ready? Wow. Isn't that really freaking archaic? So, let's go over this. Your name. The ability's name. what skill set type it is. So these are all like different skill sets. You can also set it to a switch. So if you use this, it activates a switch. It makes you run away from the battle. It teleports you, or it's just a normal ability. Simple, right? You can make it cost specific MP or percent MP. Also simple. Target? Note the target. There is no random target. You cannot pick like 4 random targets. You cannot pick a dead ally. Unless it revives them. You cannot pick like X amount of party members. Huh, sorry. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule, so I'm a little bit, out there. Notice the description. You have one line for the, description of the, ability. Not very much you can do with that. You can make it decrease stats, or HP, or MP. Decreasing stats other than speed doesn't really matter very much from my experience. Unless you're doing something special with defense and attack. And you can influence how much attack or magic goes into the attack. So since this is set 10, I believe that's 50% or all of the magic is put into the magic into the damage. This also matters for status effects, which I will get into a little bit. And variance, if you go to 10, that's plus or minus 50%. I think this is just plus or minus 50% of the character's intelligence gets put in. You can make it absorb. Note! You cannot make it absorb a percent of the damage. It will be full damage dealt that is absorbed. You can also make it ignore the character's defense stats, so not that it really matters. Unless you're, again, working with the attack and defense in such a unique way, let's put it. Because damage for physicals is the attacker's attack divided by half minus the target's defense divided by a quarter. You cannot change that formula. That is the damage formula you have to deal with. And for anything based on magic, it is the target's or the attacker's magic stat divided by 8 minus the defender's magic stat divided by 4. It's not good. It's honestly really, really bad. Now, you can make it inflict a status effect. Notice how you cannot choose a percentage. Unlike an MP where you make a skill have a chance to inflict a status, you don't get the choice here. Because that's handled in another tab. You can also do multiple elements, which you can't really do without plugins in MP. And if you do multiple elements, it hates the element that is highest. You can also make it reduce elemental resist, which it is bad. It's as bad as status effects. And if you want a little animation, you can put a animation here. And your skill animations over here. But overall, in terms of what you can do with abilities, it's very limited. You can't, like, do, common defense very easily with, skills in this game, unless you set it to switch. And if you set it to switch, let me show you what happens. This is teleport. So it will do sound effect and teleport. Same with escape. And switch, you turn on the switch. And this means you can activate if you're out of battle, if you're in battle, or you can make it both. That's how limited it is. It's very, very limited. Items are also very, very limited. Come on. I know you're having problems. There we go. So, do you see any problem here, guys? Let me show you what the items look like in here. This is skills, by the way. Notice how you have multiple options. When you can use it. You can also make it never used. MP cost. Damage formula. What type of damage. What type of element. If it crits or not. The variance. Like, if it's physical or magic or just it's gonna hit you. And you can do JavaScript. Or you can do stuff like this. So much better. And if you look at the items, you can make it based on it's basically like the skill tab, but for items, right? Here you have to make items based on, if you want to do special things with items, you have to make it based on abilities. You don't get to do skills here. Also, you can do like multiple uses, which is wild. I don't think you can do that in here, right? No, you cannot do that here. You get like one use of it, and that's it. You can also decide on who can use it, which MP cannot do. Here's what it looks like when you do medicine. You can make it based off of a few things here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down here. So common item is basically going to be your key item. Weapon, you can put your weapon stats here. If you have it on, you can make it so that it gives you first strike. So you only start with full ATB. You can hack twice, you can hack all enemies. It ignores evasion, and it's cursed. Meaning you cannot unequip it. It gets hit probability. You can make it so that it consumes MP. You can give it a crit bonus. You can make it have a chance of inflicting statuses. Here's the problem. You cannot make it based on specific statuses. If you do this, it has to be all of them. So if you want like this, again like 50%, it would be 50% per one. Unlike an MP, where you can make it like 50% for poison, 10% for death, etc., etc. You cannot do that in 2003. You can choose what element it is. The attack animation. I think this is when it's used as an item. Like, you can go into the inventory and use it as an item, I believe. You can also set if it's one-handed or two-handed. If it's two-handed, then you can only have that weapon, or a single weapon and a shield, or a shield. You cannot equip this with anything else. Again, Sealed gives you a chance to resist or inflict. So you can make it so that if you have this on and you attack, you have a chance of inflicting a status. Could be useful. Increased evasion doesn't really do a whole lot, I feel. Half MP, you cannot change how much MP is used, unlike an MP. You can make it so terrain don't damage you, you can prevent critical hits. Again, you can use more other stuff here. Same thing with armor, helmet, accessories, they're all the same stuff. You can make it activate a switch. A skill scroll allows you to use an item. It allows you to use an item associated with an ability. So it's like using a Anarch Wind in Final Fantasy will use Glycera. That's basically what these are. And Sieg, which is your stat boosters. So you can make it like a HP items increases your HP for like 10 permanently. Skill book allows you to learn abilities. I don't think that's a thing you could do in MP. Let me see. No, you cannot. But you can probably do it over here, so it's not anything difficult. And the last thing is medicine. You can see how dry it is. It gives you a chance to cure specific statuses. You can make it so that it's only useful on dead characters or on the field. Specific HP or percent HP. Oh, this is specific. This is percent. And this is single all. It's very cut and dry. It's not very interesting, let's say. As opposed to MP, where you can set it as like a lot of things. Like you can do like a lot of things compared to it. And it's a lot easier to do like, you can do this very easily. You can do common defense very easily. Here's your stat growth. I mean, there's so much you can do so easily. Next is Monster. Whenever it loads. So the Monster tab, if we look over here at MP, it gives you all of this, so you still have access in like very, very specific things you can do. You get free item drops. Of course, the item drop rate is you can do JavaScript, you can do specific abilities. Here is kind of similar. You can make them fly, you can make them ghostly. A crit. This is a little bit different in that you can't set like a specific crit value. It's only 1 in X chance. This makes it so that their attacks are like 70% accuracy. Their status resist, their element resist, their abilities. Whenever it loads. So you can make it so that it's based off of turns, how many monsters are there, the monster's HP, MP, the party level average, how close again the party is, that's not how you spell exhaustion, how many turns elapsed, turns are still bad, you can make the enemy change it to another enemy, you can make the enemy use an ability, you can turn on or off switches, but over here, you could do like multiple things, right? No, you can't do multiple things, never mind. Here's the thing that 2003 does not have is based on the status effect that the enemy has, which would have been very useful. Like, okay, the enemy has a debuff. If they have this debuff, they'll clear it and heal. You can't really do that in 2003. EXP, money, simple probability of the item drop. Here's something I don't know why they changed in MP. They make it 1 in X chance to get the item. Why? Why not just make it like a percent like here? I don't understand that. I don't understand why they changed that of all things. Give me just a second. What is going on? Now what's going on? I keep having stuff happening over here. Nothing over there? Okay. Okay. So yeah, enemy app is kinda, not as good as an MP, just because of this over here, and you can get multiple item drops. And stats actually work. But why learn 2003? I don't know. Because if you want to learn 2003, maybe you want to use the retro graphics. Because MP is kind of hard to do the retro stuff in. Like, if you look at the tiles for MP, like, if I recall, it's kind of harder to do retro stuff in MP. Pixels are a lot easier to do in 2003. However, 2003 does have its issues with the map, as I have mentioned before. Yeah, I kind of wish I could have done retro graphics for this game, but I mean, nobody does retro graphics for MP. Also, 2003 has a lot of resources you can use. Like, MP also has a lot of resources, but getting graphics for MP is a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare to get graphics for MP. With 2003, it's a lot easier, because a lot more people are willing to share graphics as opposed to having to buy their stuff. You try to learn RPG Maker, but you don't know which one. I would recommend MP. If you want a simple, if you want an engine that is easy to use, but if you have the knowledge you can do more with, RPG Maker MP is the one for you. If you just want to make a fun little silly game or something, and you're not worried about like JavaScript or plugins, you can probably get away with 2003. Just don't expect, like, stuff to work the way you want to. MP fixes a lot of things. Just a heads up, I'm gonna look at this real quick. RPG Maker MP is usually pretty expensive, so I would wait until it's on sale. RPG Maker MP. Yeah, right now RPG Maker MP is $80. So I would wait until it goes on sale before you get it, if you want to get it. Bow. So that's the enemy tab. There is RPG Maker MC, which is an updated MP. It does have a few extra things that MP does not have. However, it has less support than MP, from my knowledge. plugins that would work with MB don't work with MC as well, because they changed some of the coding around. Alright, so enemy groups. Let's take a look at the enemy groups, shall we? Where's my enemy groups? I don't want to hit F8. Database is F9. So, enemy groups, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't mind talking. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to talk. This is a Let's Learn stream. Everyone's welcome to ask questions. It's for everyone to learn, including myself, because I might not know everything. I will let you know I don't know everything. Because some of the stuff in here I don't even use. So I'm just like, what does this even do? Like, Nani? What is this? I don't know. Anywho. Monster groups. They're largely the same. In MB, you see you have all of this for conditions. Over here, you have, let me not be on one of those. For conditions over here, you get a lot more conditions. You can make it so that it's based on multiple switches being on, a variable being higher than a value, how many turns have passed. By the way, turns are awful in 2003. Turns are awful in every single RPG maker. You're gonna hate them. How many turns the enemy has taken? How many turns the specified hero has taken? How close a death the party is? If the enemy's HP is in between these values? If a character's HP is in between these values? And if a character uses a specific command? As opposed to over here where it's like you don't get most of that. Like, you don't get in between HP values, you don't get, like, if a character uses an ability, if an enemy, if enemy has taken X turns, or a hero has taken X turns. However, you can no, you can do it. No, you can't. You can't do multiple options in 2003 in MB. And all of this is basically the same that you saw earlier. Some new stuff. HP MP for enemy is the same as for character. So Hidden Monster, it's the same as in MB. If you have an enemy on over here, like this guy, and you right click it and you hit invisible, it will not show up until something happens for them to show up, so you can make this make the enemy appear. And if they do not appear, then if the fight's finished, then the fight ends and you never see the enemy. You can enable the combo. You can make a character repeat something multiple times. So this is how you would do something like dual cast, or like Omni Slash or something. And you can pick a character that you can pick any character. You can pick any command as long as they have the command. You can force the party to flee, the monsters to flee, or only one monster. And you can make it so that if one target, enemy or ally, is surrounded, then this doesn't work. You can also do conditional branches, called Common Event. Conditional branches, they're pretty bare bones, I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, they're very bare bones. Switch on or off a variable equal to, or any of these values, or whatever's in the value of this variable. If the hero can act, if the monster can act, if the monster's the target, if the hero uses a command. And if none of these conditions are met, then it would run a special event. It's very basic, very bare bones, as opposed to the conditional branches over here. Like, if you look at conditional branch over here, you have so many options in conditional branch. Look at how many things you can do. So many options. So many in MP. And that's all that's really different in 2003's enemy common event stuff, battle events. You can have multiple events. You can set however many enemies you want. However, you can only have up to 8 enemies. You cannot have more than 8 enemies. That is like the golden rule of RPG Maker. You can automatically place them. You can manually place them. So if you want them all, like, in one specific spot, you just do automatic. You can remove them all. You can remove one at a time. You can also do S-Battle here. So S-Battle lets you S with various, however many party members you want. What Hyper Battle, their levels, their equipment. We're not gonna do that. You can change the background just for crap with giggles. And there you go! There's your enemy group. Not very exciting, is it? And if you want something more scary, I'm gonna show you what Ho-Ho Fantasy's look at this. Look at how much goes into custom. Look at all of this. This is all custom. And this is for a couple status effects. That's for heat. In RPG Maker MV, this will be taken care of in one common event, or in the status effect itself. And that's just that. There's still other things, like if a character has dual cast, you have to do it this way. You cannot do it if they have the status, if they have a piece of equipment. Nope. There's no special way of doing that. You have to do it in monster groups. Here's all your attributes. Notice A, B, C, D, E. So in RPG Maker MV, you can set specific values for attributes, and you can make it so that another attribute adds or subtracts from another attribute. Like if you have fire at 100% and you put fire 50% buff on, it will half that at 50%. If you have 200% fire resist, that will make it 100%. And if you add like another 50% fire resist buff on top of that, then you go from 100 to 50, and from 50 to 25. So it stacks it multiplies. It stacks like that. Here, nah. If you try to add or remove resistance, it only it goes by value. So if you're at C, and you want to have, like, complete immunity, you're not going to get complete immunity. It's not going to happen. You cannot get complete immunity by default. I hit the wrong tab. And that's also where you set a, if an element is physical with weapons or magic. So look at this nightmare. Here is this nightmare. You can make it so that it has different colors, and you only have so many colors. You can make it last after fights or end after fights. This is, the priority is, different than in MP. If the priority is, like, 1 or higher than another priority, it removes that priority. So, if you have poison at 50%, and you have a status that hits you and has a priority of 80, that 80 priority will outright remove poison because it's at 50. Why? I don't know. I don't understand the logic there. And then, same thing with the elements. Good luck making it, work. It's a nightmare. It's very, very bad if you want to have outright immunity. I mean, there's a way to give it outright immunity, but, like, if you're gonna give, like, a buff, that's gonna give you, like, a resist to this, which I don't think you can. It's not gonna work very well. And this also means that you cannot set, like, specific values per enemy. Like, if I want an enemy to have 100% weakness to silence, I can't do that if I use this. Or maybe I want them to have, like, 25%. Can't do it unless it's in here. It's annoying. Now, over here, you can make it so that, an ability with an influence, an attack influence of 0 or more, cannot be used. You can also do that with magic. This is how you do, like, silence. Or, you can make a silence for physicals. Or you can have it for both. This is a little bit frustrating because you have to have a value of 1 if you don't want it to be 0. Because if it has 0, that means it's going to affect everything. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's physical or magic. And then you have your HP, recovery damage on the map and in battle. Same with MP. A chance of it disappearing when a character takes physical damage. A chance of healing every turn. How many turns it takes for it to go away. If it halves or doubles any stats, if it makes it so you can't attack, or if it's basically for, like, stop, confusion, berserk, stuff like that. Makes it so that you can't change your equipment, which is only after fights. Makes it so you take all attacks, which is all regular physicals. Do not let that fool you. That is for, like, Blink, where all regular attacks will not hit. And reflect skills. There's a plugin for this in 2003 that does not, like, work with a lot of other plugins. Reflect skills means it's going to reflect every single ability you throw, unless it's, like, a common switch. Meaning, magic and physicals will all get reflected. It's not handled very well. And you saw what the conditions are like over here in 2003. You do a lot with conditions, with JavaScript, with stuff over here. Priority, just outright destroy. Statuses. It's a lot better in MP. Battle animations. By default, you have 25 frames to work with. With a plugin, you have about 150. Except with RPG Maker 2003, if you go beyond 25 frames, if the animation reverses and face the player, it will glitch out beyond 25. So keep that in mind. It's very bare bones. I mean, it's not a whole lot to talk about here. It's basically the same as an MV for the most part. However, if you really want to make it very simple, you can put like one thing here, and then go at the very last frame, put the very last thing there, and hit autocomplete. And then hit frame 1 to whatever the last frame is, and then the cell range, which is how many cells there are, up here. And then you can make it go through each of the images and automatically complete it based on what you have set up. Including transparency and how big or small the image is. Now, again, unlike 2003, unlike MV, you have a lot more resources to use, I feel. Now, I think you can use 2003 stuff in MV. But in terms of, like, battle animations being usable, I haven't seen any battle animation, sprite sheets for MV. 2003, you actually get sprite sheets, because people actually made their own custom sprite sheets for free. On top of that, for free. And then over here's your animations for like weapons, for like poses or poses. You can do this by setting it based off a sprite sheet. But I go with animation type. This is how I get my in-battle animation. You make a battle animation, and then you set it here. You only get so many spots, though, so if you're trying to do, like, status effects, you only have so many different status effect slots you can use. Which is a little bit of a pain in the butt. But otherwise, like, it's very simple, nothing to say here. The database, this is where you set up, like, your battle commands for each character. They start with all of this stuff. This is what they start with. You can set up the front or back row. You can handle death here. You can handle teleport over here. You can handle where the character's placed. And you can handle the 8 HP gauge. So if you go with gauge, that shows your 8 HP gauge down here. If you go with alternative, it does this. Traditional is that, alternative is like transparent. I think. I forget how they handle this because I don't use them. It just lets you see the enemy group. And then your terrain, this is what you use for your maps. We'll get tile sets here in a little bit. So here you can set like special enemy battle types for when you're walking up the terrain and get into a fight. It could be like, okay, I want this chance of a first strike to happen. And you can play a sound effect if it, damages you. I don't know what this... Oh, this is the encounter multiplier. So, you can make it... You can make enemy encounters happen more or less in, this app. You can change how the sprites are handled here. You can change if, vehicles can land or go over this specific terrain. You can use specific backgrounds and foregrounds if you really want. And then over here at tile sets, here you can set your terrain. So you can set to any of these. You have to choose it first in order to do it. That's 9. You make your tile set over here. Here's your possibilities. Nothing really interesting here. So you do have the star, meaning you go behind it. You can also make it so that, you can't go behind something. And I believe this makes it so that, this acts like a counter for, like, shops and stuff. I never used it. I probably should have, but I never used it. And then you have your water animation and how fast or slow the animation goes. So, it's very bare bones compared to, like, MB's, tile sets. Which gives you the ladder, it gives you bushes, damage floor, the terrain tag. You have multiple terrains you can use. Like, terrains. Multiple, tile sets you can use. And you can do JavaScript. That's always a plus. And then here's all of the stuff that you can do for messages, like, hey, at the start of the fight, it's like, you got into a fight! Or, this character obtained this level. All various different things, shop messages, and then, like, what, all of the, different commands are called, HP, MP, equipment, etc., etc. It does not give you the option for attack, defense, magic, or speed, I noticed. And then here's your, main stuff, your graphics for your, vehicles, your tile screen graphic, your game over graphic, system graphics, how your default transitions for moving between maps, battles, when exiting battles, your custom sound effects for all various things, your music for tile screen, battle music, victory music, end music, and who you start the game with. And over here is all the menu stuff. So you can set your menu graphics for the battle right here. You can use I don't know what this is for. You can reverse battle animations one after behind. And this is all the different menu options you can do. And lastly, common events. I told you I was going to get through this today. There's not a whole lot in here compared to MB. And really, I don't really have to show what most of these do because they're very self-explanatory. So over here, you have common events. So you have a call. So you have to, like, call this from another event. You have auto start. You use auto start if you're using, like, a cutscene or something. And parallel process is for when you want it to run alongside all the other events. So hint is a call, is an auto start. This is like the Final Fantasy hint. You use the hint as save point or the world map, and it will fully heal you. So it runs the variable. It sets for where we're at. This sets up for the teleport event or something. Waits a little bit, turns the second hint event on, which is for something else, I forget what. Runs a couple of events, then it jumps over here, and turns it off. And if you cannot use a hint, it will tell you right here that you cannot use a hint. So there's that. This is a call event. I use this for, like, say, conveyor belt. This is for a conveyor belt. Not this. There is a conveyor belt event. This is for if you want to move in, like, diagonals. Which I do not recommend in 2003. It's buggy. This is for, like, switching to a party switch map. This is for, this is for custom battle events. This is a custom learn event for, a skill learning system, which is very, very badly done. And then you have other things like this for, like, if the characters of the party heard the song for battle events. Here's another battle event for, HP stuff. I might go over some, unique, stuff like this in the future, if you want to learn how to do some of these events in RPG Maker 2003. That's if people want to learn how to do unique stuff in 2003. So with that, we are done looking at all of 2003. So if anyone wants to learn how to do unique stuff in RPG Maker 2003, just let me know, and we will do that. So that is all for today. Let's jump on back over here. Hello, hello. How are we? I can close all of this. I don't need this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's close out that. Let's close out that. Okay, so we are done. We have finished up all of RPG Maker 2003. And I will say, until next time, everyone, whatever that may be, I don't know what we're going to be learning next time. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? So until then, everyone, when we learn something new. Until then,